Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This video is gonna be my face palette collection and declutter. I'm gonna go through all of these and I'm gonna tell you which ones I'm keeping and which ones I'm gonna get rid of. My face palette collection isn't like huge, but it has grown quite a bit, and I know there are a few here that I don't want in my life anymore. So we're just gonna see which ones those are. So yeah, let's get into it. So I used to only have this Smashbox face palette and I've used this for years and I've loved it for years. This is the Calicanter Shape Bronze and Glow palette. This is actually still such a good palette. Like, I really like it. I have quite a dent in most of these shades. It is a good one, but from there I got kind of inspired to try out more, and that's how we got here. I'm just gonna go one by one, tell you what I think. So I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Alright, so the Calicanter palette, it is still good. It's a little bit older, but I feel like it still works well. I still like it. It's still a good palette. I like most of the shades in here, but the glowy, bronzy highlighter, it's too deep for me, so I never use that. I think I'm gonna keep it in my collection, but it is older and I feel less excited to reach for it. I feel less excited to actually use it, and I don't use it a ton anymore. So there's a chance that I'm gonna get rid of this in the end if I don't really use it, but I'm gonna make an effort to use this more. That is my plan. I'm gonna try and use this one more. Then one that I got this year, this is the Pat McGrath Labs Bridgerton Divine Blush and Glow Trio. I quite like the whole vibe of this. I think it is quite cute packaging. I like all the light blue and I like Bridgerton. I really love the show. And I actually quite like the quality of the products in here, but the pink blush, it's a bit much for me. It's a bit pigmented for me, and the highlighter I have to be careful with because it's a bit deep if I use too much. So I have to use a light hand. So it's a little bit of a palette that is not perfectly catered towards my skin tone and my preferences, but I do like the quality in here. So I want to go into this a little bit more, but I feel like I don't use face palettes a ton unless they are like my absolute favorites, but I still want to keep this in. I still want to keep this around because I don't have that much Pat McGrath. I did pay quite a lot of money for this, and you know, it is good quality. So I wanna, once my face palette collection is gotten a little bit smaller, I wanna maybe change where they are in my drawers and see if I can reach for them a little bit more, because I have some really nice ones with some really nice powders in there that I want to use more. So that one I'm gonna keep. Then we have the Catrice Cheek palette from their Tropic Exotic limited edition, and this is a collection they did this year, and this part, the golden part in this palette, it sometimes comes off like totally loose out of the packaging, and I don't love that. Now, these products in here, I feel like I like the highlighters, but the blush and the bronzer don't give me like the perfect effect. They are not perfect for me. I feel like they're a bit sheer and maybe not like perfectly like smooth on the skin. This is how I remember it. It's been a while since I've actually used it. I haven't reached for it, and you know what? I don't feel like this is the worst product ever, for sure. I don't think I gave it such a bad review, but it's not close. Not even close to being a favorite. It's just okay. I think if you would buy it, you would probably enjoy it quite a bit because, you know, they are usable, they're pretty good, pretty nice shades. The highlighters are nice, it's pretty cute packaging, but for me, because it's broken and it's not like perfect, it's not like the perfect shades and a perfect quality, I'm gonna declutter this one. But it's not like one of the worst products I've tried this year, but I don't think it's worth it keeping it in my collection. And the longer that I look at this packaging, the more I think they could have done something more with it. It just looks a little bit cheapy, like this lettering. I don't absolutely love it. So I'm gonna declutter that one. Then we have another Catrice face palette, and most of these are actually by Catrice for some reason. They bring out a lot of face palettes. It's a brand that I try a lot from, but this is the Catrice Cosmetics Disney Princess Ariel Highlighter Palette. And I have to be honest with you, I haven't used this in quite some time, and it is a really interesting formula because it's very like thick and creamy, and it is very like noticeable on the skin. For me, it's kind of like, you don't really see it right now because of the lighting, but it's kind of like a party highlighter, like kind of icy metallic. It is just something that doesn't exactly blend into the skin. Like, it is very noticeable that you're wearing a highlighter, but in another way it is kind of nice. It is just a preference. It's not that it looks bad, it's just very different for me and what I usually wear. So I don't know if I should keep this around because it is quite a nice quality palette and highlighter, and I think the packaging is quite cute, but it is not the first thing I will reach for. It's a little bit outside of my comfort zone, so it's a bit tough what I should do with it. But to be honest, there's one palette by Catrice, one face palette by Catrice that has like all the highlighters that I need, and that is like my perfect formula. I really love that formula. I'm gonna put it in maybe pile because I might decide that I want to use it one more time and really make up my mind by using it, but I haven't touched it, so it's gonna be in a maybe pile. And then yes, I'm just gonna grab another Catrice one. This is a Caviar Gouge face palette in CO1 Love Letters, and I haven't used this since I reviewed it, so that is always something to note. And I don't know exactly how I felt about this one. Let's see. Okay, we have the two blushes, highlighter, and a bronzer. How do I feel about this? I felt like the highlighter was quite nice, not like super crazy impressive, but a nice highlighter. Then we have the two blushes. One is more satin, one is more glowy, and then the bronzer. What I actually really like about this palette is that it's very compact and it's very like versatile. It gives you one look in a palette. Okay, the doorbell just rang. Where was I? I was just saying I really like how compact it is. It is like one look in a palette. We have different formulas for the blushes. I like the shades in here. The more I think about it, the more I think I actually like this face palette. It's just been a while, but I think especially for like travel, it's really nice. And I think I'm gonna be keeping it. Like, the packaging is also really nice, very luxurious. It kind of looks like something that could be like Charlotte Tilbury or something like that. It kind of looks similar to that. Okay. I'm gonna be keeping this one. Then I'm just gonna grab these two because I'm just going through all the Catrice right now. So the one I'm gonna be keeping for sure is the Fallen Colors. This is my newest Catrice face palette. I love the highlighters in here. I love the shades in here, like this kind of purpley pink one, the peach one, and then this cool tone kind of pinky one, and the bronzer in here. Everything in here I really like. I love the packaging. This is my favorite Catrice face palette, and I love these highlighters so much. I've been going into this a bunch. So one of my faves is definitely keeping this one. Then we also have the Bronzer Way to Costa Rica. I really like the two highlighters in this, and I like this bronzer. So I don't really have space anymore on my arm, but the bronzer is apparently not coming off my finger. And two baked highlighters. I do feel like these highlighters are something you could, can you see this? Like these two highlighters, I think it is something you could possibly find somewhere in another Catrice palette, but at the same time they are different shades, not like extremely different, but kind of different. But this one is too much for me. Like, this bronzer is too much. This one I quite like, so it's like 3 out of the 4 shades I like, and I do like this packaging more than the cheek palette from Tropic Exotic. So I'm kind of thinking I want to keep it, even though I don't like all the shades, but the highlighters in here, the baked highlighters, they are very nice. I really like them. So I think I'm gonna give this another chance, keep it for another round. It's not perfect, but I think it is worth keeping around for a little bit longer. Then I have 2 of these Kiko Milano, what are they called? The Contour Obsession Contour and Highlight Face Palette. I have 02 and 03. I first bought 03 because I thought in the store that these looked like shades that would work for me, but at the end this one was too deep for me. Like these two worked, but this one was too deep. But I realized that I really like the formula. There's something so creamy and effortless and beautiful about it, and I just love the idea of having 2 different shades for the bronzer and then a highlighter. I really like this. So I was like, okay, I need to get the shade that is my perfect shade. So I grabbed 02. We have a little bit more of a cool toned and a slightly more warm toned bronzer that are a little bit lighter. I really like the highlighter in here. It's a little bit more on the cool toned side than the one in this palette. This one is a little bit more gold. I don't know if it really shows up when I show it to you like this on camera. Let's see. So now you can kind of see the one definitely has more of a cool toned vibe. The other one is a little bit more golden. So this is actually, this one, the 02 one, is one of my most used makeup products from this year. I have reached into this so many times. I love it so much. It's just so easy to use, so creamy, so nice, so blendable. I love it, and I just pick whatever shade I feel like that day, and they both look good on me. Highly recommend these palettes. They are very good. They also have a version of this now with a blush in there, like a more satin and a more glowy blush, and I believe a highlighter. I was very close to buying it, but then I thought, you know what, I don't need any more face palettes, but I do love this a lot. I just wanted to emphasize that because I haven't talked about it a bunch, I feel, but this is amazing. So point of the story is that I am going to be keeping my shade 02 and I'm going to be decluttering 03 because it is just too deep. Even though this shade, it kind of works for me, but it's just not the perfect combination of shades, and this one is just way too deep. So this is gonna go in the declutter pile. And then we have my 2 Luna Beauty Moon Prism Blush and Nude Prism Blush cheek palettes. I will quickly show you what they look like, but I already know that I don't want to get rid of these because I love everything about these. The packaging, the formula, it is just amazing. Like, it just looks so good. I love the blossoms on here. I love the shades in here. I really like that you can go a little bit more bright, but you can also go a little bit more subdued. I really love this one, Pink Fringe. Oh, Pink Prince. I really love. Beauty I've used a lot. Peachy I've used a lot. These are amazing shades. Really into it. There's just something so beautiful and perfecting about the formula, and I'm just really excited to use these. So this is the Moon Prism Blush one. This has been out for a bit. I love these shades as well, only Gravity is a little bit too deep for me, but I can still mix it up with the other ones. I really love the shade Pink Moon, it is so pretty, I love that one, but like all of these shades just work amazing. I think these face palettes are really nice, so these are definitely ones that I'm gonna be keeping in my collection. Alright, so I still have to decide on the Ariel highlighter palette, and I think I'm not gonna be too strict. I don't have that many face palettes and I just want to give it another shot. It hasn't been in my collection that long. I just want to try it one more time, see how I feel, look at it in different lighting, and just really know what I'm decluttering. I don't have that many face palettes and I'm like, you know what, I have to be really strict. 50% has to be gone. If I haven't reached for it, it has to go right away. I have paid for this. I have put my money towards this, so why would I declutter it if I don't want to? So let me just quickly grab everything that I'm gonna be keeping. Alright, so I'm gonna be keeping 9 face palettes, which I don't think is a crazy amount. I'm actually pretty happy with this. I feel like I really have to make up my mind about some of these, see if I'm gonna use them, and then when I get to the next declutter, see if I've actually used them, and if I haven't, then I can really get rid of them. But I just want to give them another chance. And then what I'm actually decluttering is not a crazy amount. I'm just gonna be decluttering 2, but I'm pretty happy with my decisions because the other ones I actually all quite like. They're all nice. They're all palettes that I see myself going into again. So that is going to be everything for this collection and declutter. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe, and then I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.